Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and this one is the much requested, very exciting video to kick off the wedding series over here on YouTube. I'm so excited to finally talk about all of our wedding plans and get you guys sort of in the loop of what's going on. I have a lot of fun videos in mind for this wedding series as we count down to us actually getting married. I wanted to kick it off with the Q&A first because I figured you guys probably have a lot of questions and this will kind of get you in the loop of what our plan is moving forward. It's been a long road of wedding planning. I'll get into all of that soon, but some other ideas I have, wedding dress trying on video for sure. I wanna show you guys some fun bridal looks that I have. If you are doing a more traditional wedding and you have bridal showers, bachelorettes, things like that going on, I have a lot of really cute like white dresses and shoes and things like that that I wanna share with you guys. What else do I have? Some like pack and prep honeymoon stuff and just a lot of fun video ideas coming your way. So I'm really excited. You guys asked a lot of fun questions over on Instagram and YouTube, so I wanted to get started. I'm obsessed with this outfit. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just love this. I just put it on for the first time. It's from Feet. I have a huge discount code. I'll leave it down below for you guys. Again, not sponsored. I can't stop looking at it. It's so soft and comfortable. Their sweatsets are literally the best. But why don't we get started? I have all of my questions written down that you guys asked. I've been asking questions for a while, so I guess I should back up. If you are new here, hi, I'm Lexi. I am a pediatric dentist living in Southwest Florida with a fiance named Sean and our 2 pets. He is a firefighter. We both moved down to Florida 2022, and we're both from the Northeast. He's from Buffalo, New York. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, born and raised up there, both of us, and I lived in Buffalo for 8 years, which is where we met. Now we live down here. We got engaged in September of 2021. So we've been engaged for a hot minute. I knew I wanted a long engagement. I had no rush to wedding plan just because we were moving down here. We bought a house, we renovated it, all of the things. Check out all of those videos if you need a little backstory on us, but that is what's happening here. So now the time has finally come and I'm getting married and I'm so excited. He is truly my person. I didn't know if I would ever get married. It wasn't like something on the forefront of my mind, but it all just makes sense. I love our little family and our life. So I'm excited to bring you guys along with us, but let's hop into the questions. We'll start with like the basic questions that you guys have asked and kind of go from there. First and foremost, where and when are you getting married? So like I said, we've been engaged since 2021. A little bit of a backstory, and I'll get into this a little bit later because some of you asked questions about this, but Sean has been married before. He is divorced. He's 30 years old. When we met, gosh, how old were we? We have the same birthday, which is so funny. So we're exactly 3 years apart. And let's see, when we met, yes, I was 22 and he was 25. So now we are 27 and 30. We've been together. This summer will be 6 years, I think. I'm not great at math right now, but we've been together a while. We met when I was between undergrad and dental school that summer. Before I started dental school, I was bartending at a taco bar. He came in, we met, kicked it off as really good friends, and just started dating. So anyways, he has been married before, and he had a very traditional wedding. He was in the Marines. He came back from being deployed in the Marines and got married to his high school like sweetheart, I guess. It didn't last very long. They were very young. They were long distance for most of their relationships. He didn't really get to plan a lot of that wedding because he was overseas in the military. So he knew that he wanted to do things a lot different. I knew that I wasn't like jazzed about like a super big traditional wedding. It stressed me out to plan that, honestly. So we both decided that we were going to do not really like an elopement, but like a micro wedding, I think it's called, with just family and a couple close friends. And our favorite place in the world together is Italy. So we are getting married in Italy this summer and we're so excited. We're getting married, I guess I'll tell you guys, we're getting married in Lake Como. So I'm not gonna give specifics as to like our exact venue until the wedding is over and everything like that, but very small, like under 30 people, just family and close friends. I'm really sad that my grandparents can't be there, but I am going to do like a little ceremony for them because we're not getting legally married in Europe. We're getting legally married here in the States. So we're gonna get legally married beforehand with my grandparents and just make that like its own special thing, and then actually get married in Italy. And I can't believe I'm saying the words, but it's official, we're doing it in a couple months. So that is our plan. We went to Italy together in 2019 and absolutely fell in love with it. And honestly, when I started, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself, but when I started looking at pricing, it was actually cheaper there. And how much you spend just for like little things like the bridal shower, the bachelorette, the bachelor party, like all of those things, we were like, you know what, since we're doing a destination wedding, like let's not do any of that. We both are already established in our careers. We bought this house, we've renovated it, so there's not like a ton of things we need as far as like gifts and things like that. Like we really just wanted to celebrate with those close to us and just keep it really small and just have like a fun trip with our family and friends. And a lot of our family, both of us, they haven't traveled to Europe, so this was like our way to be like, okay, we're doing a big old joint family trip overseas, and I'm so excited. So yes, Italy, specifically Lake Como this summer. Next question. What are your wedding colors and themes? So I went back and forth on this a lot because basically I was between doing like a very traditional, just like black and white, or even just simple like navy, or doing like really fun colors, putting it out there. And I decided to do like a very bright, summery garden party theme. Not really theme, but like dress code, I guess, and very minimal florals. You'll see when you see the venue, a lot of it is kind of like naturally beautiful on its own. And so I really did not have to do a lot, which I'm excited about because again, this was a budget wedding. Sean and I are paying for this wedding by ourselves. We also wanted to cover the stay of our guests for 2 nights. So the weekend that we're getting married, we're covering the hotel for everyone just because we know that it's a lot to ask people to fly to Europe. And again, honestly, the prices are not like the cost of total, I think, of what it's going to cost people will be less, if not the same, than if we were to get married just in Florida. And for us, the wedding is definitely cheaper to do it this way than if we were to get married here in the States. So I figured, since we're not doing really like a bridal party and groomsmen and things like that, because it's such a small group of people already going, I didn't want to assign like specific dresses or colors. I just told everyone patterns are fine, whatever length you want. Just like, I want different bright colors and vibes and just like a lot going on. I'll put some pictures on the screen right here of kind of what I'm talking about as far as like the dress code and floral ideas and things like that. Like I wanted it to just be very fun. I described it as like garden party aesthetic basically because summer in Italy is like, I think Aperol spritz and lemons and, you know, like fun flowers and just, yeah, I'm really excited. But that is kind of the vibe of what we're going for. Sean still to this day does not know what he is wearing. We'll get into that. He has to find his suit. He has to decide what vibe he wants to go for his suit. But I have my dress, so we're all set there. How did you pick your wedding songs? So we don't really have like wedding songs. So basically what we're doing is we're having our ceremony at the venue, and then we're going to a restaurant nearby where we're all staying, and we have like the whole restaurant rented out for us, and we're just gonna have like a very classic, yummy, homemade Italian dinner. And they said we could bring our own music. So it's basically just gonna be like a fun party with our family and friends, and we can kind of customize the entire thing ourselves. So I'll probably just make a playlist of what to play like during dinner, and then if people want to dance, they can dance. Again, it's such a small group of people that we can kind of decide what we want to do. As far as the ceremony music, kind of it chose itself, if that makes sense. So we are having a violinist play during the ceremony, which like truly unreal to me that like this is happening. But we are having a violinist play at our ceremony, and they gave us a list of music they can play, and basically I knew what I wanted to walk down the aisle to, because when we got engaged, there was just organically, I have a whole video of that over on my YouTube as well, like our proposal story and like footage from the engagement. But basically there was a guy in Savannah, Georgia, where we got engaged, just playing the trumpet, and he was playing Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And it was just like the perfect timing. Like Sean did not hire him. We did not know this man, but it was just like, I literally have chills thinking about it, but I was like, that is the song I'm gonna walk down the aisle to. Like, how perfect. So we're probably gonna do that, and then other songs I haven't really picked yet, but we have some time, and I have like a list of what they can play, and it's like anything I could ever imagine. So that is that. And then as far as like dinner music, we'll probably just play like our favorite type of music while we're chilling, like nice background music. Then if people want to dance, I'll make like a party playlist as well. But I've always made the joke that like I want to DJ my own wedding, and that's basically what I'm doing. And I'm so excited about it. Like, just pass me the aux cord, I am down. So music-wise, that's what's going on. Why did you choose a small destination wedding? So basically, number one is cost. Number two, I got stressed thinking about who to invite, who not to invite. And honestly, when I think about getting married, I just want it to be our family and like a couple of friends. Like, I do not want it to be big. I did not want to be meeting anybody for the first time on my wedding. I wanted it to be people that felt special to us. And just honestly, like people I would want to be on a trip with. Like, that to me has just always sounded so fun. Like, just instead of one day, make it like a weekend event. And we're basically going to be traveling around, and we sent our itinerary to everybody and said like, join us if you want. And like, it's just going to be like a really fun party trip. Like, we didn't want it to just be one day. That stresses me out also. So I wanted it to be like a longer event. So we're doing a couple days. We're gonna have like a welcome dinner and like a little brunch before everybody kind of departs. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Basically, the cost, the stress of planning all of that. Would we do it here in Florida? Would we do it up north? Like, our people are kind of split everywhere. So it's like, no matter what, we knew that people would have to travel, whether it be us or the guests. So I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And we sent out a little like Google poll to everybody before we actually planned anything. And we're like, listen, if we do this, like, would you be down? And everyone was like, yes. So very grateful for our people, but I'm really excited about that. Is it more or less expensive to plan a wedding outside of the US rather than stateside? I love the idea of a destination smaller wedding, but prices scare me. Y'all, you would be shocked at the pricing of things when you leave the United States. It is, obviously you can do a budget wedding in the US and you can do a crazy big expensive wedding anywhere. Like, it depends on what you're doing. But I would say if you're planning on having a small wedding anyways, unless you're doing it at a place that like you have a lot of connections, like someone's backyard and you know a caterer, like the cost of things in the US is so insane. And I would say you can do a very like extravagant looking wedding for way cheaper somewhere else. And with a lot of destination weddings, this isn't the case for ours, but with a lot of destination weddings that I've talked to from other people, you can get like all-inclusive packages, so you're not paying extra for a bunch of little things. And I don't know, everybody I've talked to that did a destination wedding has not regretted it, said it was the best decision they ever made. So it all depends on what you want. Obviously, if you want like a bigger wedding stateside for people, you can make it absolutely gorgeous, and you know, you can do it for less or more money. But I was just very shocked at how much cheaper everything is over there as far as the US. Another thing that shocked me is how far in advance you have to do everything in the US versus over there. Like, I have friends that are also engaged in planning weddings or recently got married, and you have to reserve the venue and everything like at least a year in advance, if not sometimes two. And when I was looking over there in Italy, it was like, oh, talk to us, you know, in November for your summer wedding. And I'm like, huh? Excuse me? Like, you can wait a lot longer. They really don't even open their bookings until like a year in advance at the like absolute most. So it's kind of crazy in that sense. But that shocked me a little bit. Like, there's so many things that we still have to do that I feel like if we were getting married on this same timeline here, everything would already be done, which I kind of like because it spreads everything out a little bit more. And also money-wise, it spreads everything out a little bit more. You can like pay in little pieces. But again, the cost of everything is so much lower there that even having to worry about like wiring money and like changing from euros to US dollars, like it is so much cheaper. Even like the stay, just everything. So yes, that, I guess, don't be afraid of a destination wedding, especially if it's smaller, and you'd be surprised at the cost of things. So do some research if you're interested in that. But yeah. Any unique events that you are adding? So, I mean, I think the idea that we're getting married there in general is pretty unique. We are gonna do like a big dinner with everyone the day before, and I love that we're all staying together in the same place because I just think that that's so fun. And then just some like unique things, I wouldn't say events, but some unique aspects of our wedding. I am doing my own hair and makeup, which for a couple reasons. Again, one, cost. Two, I've had my hair and makeup done before and I just didn't feel like me. And when it's my wedding, I feel like I want to look back and be like, oh, that's me. That's what I look like. And then also, being that we're getting married there, I would either have to bring somebody from the States here and do a trial run of everything beforehand, or literally for the first time have my hair and makeup done when I'm in Italy. And that stresses me out a lot because what if I hate it? So it also gives me time to practice. I'm gonna probably film, like I said, I filmed like our first hair and makeup trial this past weekend with my mom and sister, but I'm probably gonna do more practice runs, try and do more things on my own, and just like go from there and like really work on it. But that's something unique. Also, I have an amazing photographer that we're not bringing with us. Like, she lives in Texas, but I found her through TikTok and she is the best. But she is coming from the US and doing our photography for kind of like 3 days. And because she wanted to expand her portfolio, this was like the perfect like pairing for us. Like, I'm so excited. I love her stuff. And again, I just wanted someone that like kind of understood my vision and my vibe, and she's just great. But I was looking through like videographers over there and they were beautiful, but they were very, very like produced videos, like almost looked like a cinematic masterpiece. And Sean and I were talking and we're just like, I miss the days when wedding videos were just like a camcorder that you passed around and like everybody said a message and you just like filmed it as like a home video. And I was like, why don't we do that? So I literally ordered a camcorder off Amazon and I'm gonna play around with it. But I think we're literally just gonna like film our own wedding weekend basically. And I have the ability to edit it, so I'm like, that's perfect. And I don't know, I feel like if we're gonna look back on something, I want it to be very like, kind of like a vlog of what's going on. That's why I love filming on YouTube. So I was like, heck yeah, why not? Gabby's boyfriend, Justin, was like, I'll handle the video camera like during the ceremony if you want, and like make sure everybody's giving clips and things like that. So I was like, that's amazing. And it was literally $65 on Amazon, like an old school camcorder. So I'm so excited about that. I think we'll bring the camcorder on our honeymoon as well. And I want to bring like a disposable camera and things like that. But as far as like uniqueness, I feel like that's something that's pretty unique. Instead of hiring a videographer, we're kind of DIYing it with an old school camcorder. So very excited about that. Did you find your dress? Yes, I did. I actually found it last summer. And I have it. It's sitting in the closet. I'm so excited. I need to try it on again with new shoes. So the shoes that I got to wear, the heel height just wasn't high enough, and so the dress was dragging a little bit. I've only tried it on once with those shoes, so I got new shoes, but I haven't tried it on again yet. So I need to do that. I'm just like so nervous. I feel like I need to be like fully showered in like a sterile environment because I don't want to get it dirty. But yeah, I'm gonna do a whole video on dresses that I tried on. I'm obviously not gonna show you guys the one that I picked until after the wedding, but I'm so excited. It's actually a dress that I pinned like when I was, oh my gosh, in high school. I was like, I don't know if it's the exact dress, but I'm pretty sure it is. And I was like, this is like my dream dress. And then I kind of like switched ideas and styles, and like I tried on like all different styles of dresses, like all of them. And I'm just really excited about the one that I picked. What is a small detail part of your wedding that you're especially excited for? Example, flowers, getting ready, the small parts besides actually getting married. I think Sean and I think are gonna do a first look, but I'm excited for it to just be so intimate and like just be our family and friends and just be in this beautiful venue. And a little fun thing is you have to get to the ceremony by boat. So we got a big boat for everyone, and then Sean and I got like a classic Italian boat for us to ride in on together. So definitely gonna do a first look because we're gonna be riding into the wedding together. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think that's like a fun little aspect. Florals, we kept really minimal. Like I said, the venue itself has so much going on that I really did not need a lot of florals. I will say the price of those is also way cheaper than the US from just quotes that I've seen comparing them. I'm just excited for like traveling with our both of our families. Like when we got engaged, Sean had both of our families in Savannah, and that's what kind of sparked this idea. Is like, it was so fun to just have everyone in one place, and like everybody got along so well. And I was like, just being able to like be in Italy with our family, both sides together, and our friends, like I just think it's gonna be a blast. So I would say that is what I'm most excited for. Biggest tips to not get overwhelmed with all the planning. Number one, keep track of everything. I have an Excel sheet that my friend Maddie, I was the maid of honor in her wedding in June, and she sent me it over. It like keeps track of the budget, what you have paid, what you still need to pay. I keep track of everything on there. So like when we were still looking at venues, I had the breakdown of everything, of each venue, the contact, how much it would cost, the dates available, hotels, Airbnbs, things for the honeymoon, like literally everything is on that Excel sheet. But also, let me go grab my little wedding book. Actually, I can show you guys so much in there. I'll be right back. All right, so obviously not like a necessity, but for me, this was really, really helpful. One, it's a really cute keepsake. I got it on Amazon. I'll see if I can find the exact one, but they have so many. It's a little wedding planner, and it has tabs for like each little part. And I just loved this because it was a great way for me to like take my ideas from Pinterest and like print them out and actually make it like a visual guide. And it also breaks down like timeline and guest lists and things like that. So I just thought this would be a really fun keepsake. I printed out just like pictures of our proposal and things like that, and just like memory photos over the years of Sean and I. It's kind of like a little scrapbook, but it's also dual purpose because it has kept me organized as well. And it's got like a little table of contents. So basically like what we wanted: a villa wedding in Italy, small, multi-day celebration, large family trip style in the summertime, a vision board. So here, this is kind of what I was talking about as far as like a vision board with like bright florals. This was very early vision boarding, but some like photo shoot ideas while we're there. Just like, I don't know, like the reception. So basically just like what I had envisioned for like the dinner afterwards, things like that. Like you can really find photos on Pinterest of anything, and I just loved doing this. I love a good arts and crafts. So yeah, basically just like fun floral, different color vibes, makeup and beauty. Like they literally have a section for everything. And I just printed these photos off from Pinterest. And you can plan out even like your honeymoon, and just, it's so neat. So then you also have in here like budget planning sheets. Let me see if I can find an example. So you have like budget planning sheets, a wedding countdown, so like a checklist of what you should ideally be doing at each step along the way. 12 months to go, 6 to 8 months to go, 1 to 2 months to go. There's a little countdown calendar so you can keep track of dates on here. I mean, they literally have everything, you guys. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Outfit mood boards. So they have mood boards for like what you would want as far as like reception, or just like, basically I just found some like white dresses that I wanted to get for different events while we're there, like the welcome dinner, if you're having a bridal shower, things like that. There's a whole guest list where you can keep track. I'm not going to show you our actual guest list, but where you can keep track of everything on here, addresses, things like that. There's seating arrangement. You can even like lay out like seating arrangements for everyone, different tables, things like that. Like it is so cool, and it was really affordable on Amazon. Like I said, I just found it one day. You can keep track of all of your venues and like vendors. They have a whole vendor section. So for example, like catering and wedding cake, you can keep track of everything. And I don't know, this has just been like a savior. Between this and my Excel sheet, I have like everything that we've spent to every little detail of our invitations, and like shoes, even like the camcorder, just like every little purchase that I've made for the wedding, I'm keeping track on an Excel sheet so we can really keep track of like what we've paid, what we still need to pay, and just like stay on budget and also timeline. So tips to not get overwhelmed: know what you want, stick to your decisions, which for me, I'm so indecisive, so this was really difficult. But stick to your decisions, know what you want, and keep organized. And then it's really like not that bad. For me, like the most stressful part is just the people pleaser side of me, of being like, oh, will everyone like this? Like, is everyone gonna have a good time? Am I doing the right thing? Like, as far as my choices, I know I'm gonna be ecstatic about it, but I'm just like such a people pleaser that I'm like, will everybody like it? And Sean's like, we're literally gonna be in Italy. How can they not? You know? When you look back at your wedding day, what would you hope the memory to be? Honestly, just pure joy. Like, I want to see like photos, videos, looking back and just memorizing the smile on everyone's face and just like how happy everybody is, and how I really want to soak up the weekend with Sean. Also, like, people say, you know, just like Sean was saying, for example, his first wedding, like he spent more time talking to people and meeting people for the first time, that like it's just very different. So for this, I really wanted it to just be like our day. Both of us have equal say in what we're doing. Our family and friends be involved in the party planning and everything like that. And just have a really good time with everyone and explore new areas together with our family. Like, boom, done. That's all I could ask for. The little details, I don't even care. One says, are you stressed about your wedding? If so, what are you most worried about? I'm getting married in July and it's hard not to stress. Of course, I think it's always stressful. For me, big, like crazy worries is someone's flight getting canceled and them just like not getting there. Staining my dress is scary to me, or like doing something to my dress before the ceremony, tripping down the aisle. I just like little things like that. And then, like I said, the people pleaser in me is like, is everyone gonna have a good time? Are people gonna be happy with this? Like, there's just a lot that goes into planning something like this. So I just want everyone to be excited, which, I mean, so far they are. What has been your favorite part about planning the wedding? What has been the most memorable? I think just like the joy pit in my stomach that I get every time I look at like plans, like where we're traveling to, and like my dress and the venue and the food, and just like that pure joy that I get from remembering our trip last time to now getting to do it with all of our family and some friends. Like, that just, I'm so excited about. And my favorite part has just been like planning this dream trip with everyone. Like, to me, I really, again, not to like sound like a broken record, but I really wanted it to just be about like all of us as a unit, and Sean and I, and like both of us deciding things together. So just like sitting down and like making our dream come to life for this trip is just like so exciting. And it's also really helpful that like we have some exciting life events coming up. Like, I'll be finished with residency. Sean finished paramedic and he's doing a lot of exciting things at work, and it's just gonna be like a huge celebration for everything. Like, I'm gonna be finally starting my job after the wedding as a pediatric dentist. I'm finally done with school after 22 years. We bought this house. Like, there's just so many exciting things happening that like this wedding is the perfect time. I'm so glad we waited as long as we did to get married and to just like make sure everything was in order so that it's like a lot less stressful. I really did not want to rush after getting engaged, especially moving down here, starting residency. Like, there was just a lot going on. I'm glad we took the time and we feel like settled and ready for this next step. Did you hire a photographer, videographer? I kind of already got into that, but yes, my photographer is amazing. I'm so excited. And videographer, no, we are doing it ourselves, a little DIY moment. So I will put together like some sort of video for you guys after the wedding, but I'm excited to have all of the raw camcorder footage for myself to just like have. So it'll probably be kind of like an unedited version for us, just to like put everything together. And then for you guys, I'll put together like a little wedding video. What age did you think you'd get married growing up? Did you always think you would marry someone like Sean? I didn't always know if I wanted to get married. When I was little, I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to get married. Like, I was always very career oriented. I knew I wanted kids, but I was like, I don't know, I was a little delusional, and I was like, if I do it alone, then I do it alone, like whatever. But I'm so glad that I met someone like Sean that makes me feel so like safe and secure. I don't ever have to worry. Like, we both are very settled in like our life together. Like, the grass is not always greener. We're very comfortable with where we are, but also I love that Sean keeps everything fun and exciting. We balance each other out really well. He's a lot more outgoing. I'm more introverted. And I just like, for me, the biggest thing is like, I want to be happy with someone that makes me laugh on a regular basis. And Sean is truly one of the funniest, goofiest, but most caring people I've ever met. He's gonna make an amazing dad. He's already a great pet dad. And he's just like the best partner. Like, I just wanna go through life with someone that is like my partner in crime, and I feel like that is Sean to a T. So like, did I know I would marry someone like Sean? No. Did I hope that I would find someone that I feel like complements me and my lifestyle so well? Yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything else. So as far as age, I always thought that I'd be married by like 25 and have my first kid by like 27. Obviously I'm 27 now and I'm not married. We don't have any kids yet. I don't know. I look up like what I thought a 20, I'll be 28 by the time we get married. I thought that what a 27, 28-year-old was like so old and mature when I was a kid. And now I'm like, I feel no different than when I was 22, just with like some life experience and maturity, but like baffling. So no, I feel like when you're younger, you think being a certain age is so much older and like wiser than you actually are. And then you get here and you're like, I'm literally a teenage bride. Like, what are you talking about? What surprised you in wedding planning? I think just like how much goes into it. Like I always knew that a lot went into it, but as far as just like keeping track of like dates for payments and like when deposits are due and things like that, a wedding planner is huge. We have a wedding planner. I found her online. She is fantastic. It's nice because she is there. So she speaks the language. She knows vendors. She can go and see things that we obviously can't living in the US. So she has been a godsend. I would say like she has been so helpful through this whole process. But also know that you can like advocate for yourself even with a wedding planner. Like I found the venue. Well, she like knew about it, but like I picked the venue. I found our accommodations and like booked those. So like I feel like we're a really good team of like back and forth, but she handles a lot of the like day-to-day stuff there that I obviously cannot do being here. And also the language barrier, like she can handle actually physically speaking to all the vendors and just like relaying that information to me. So that's been really, really nice. Are you happy you had a long engagement? Yes, I kind of already answered this, but yes, I'm so happy that we waited. So I felt a little bit less stressed about everything else in my life. Like I feel like everything else in our life, I mean, obviously things come up every day, but as far as like our careers and our house and like, we feel very stable and like ready to get married versus if we were to get married shortly after we got engaged, like we were moving down to Florida, we were living in an apartment, looking for a home. Shauna was just starting his job. Like there was a lot going on that I feel like we've really had time to like solidify our life here and work on things as a couple. Like I feel like we're very much ready now to take that next step. I do kind of already feel like we're married because we've been engaged for so long, and like lived together for so long, but I don't know. I'm really, really happy with a long engagement. I didn't want to rush anything, but I'm definitely ready now to be like, this is my husband instead of this is my fiance, because I feel like people look at you like you're condescending when you say the word fiance. I don't know why, but I've been saying it for a while now, so I'm like, I'm ready. Where is your honeymoon? So we are actually getting a car and we're road tripping through Europe. We're having ourselves a little European summer after the wedding. We're doing a couple destinations with family members, and then Sean and I are breaking off on our own and just doing like a little road trip through some destinations. So stay tuned for that. France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland. We're so excited to just do like a little road trip. What did you and Sean struggle to agree on for the wedding? Honestly, not much. We kind of had the same vision in mind, and things that he was picky about, I wasn't, and things that I was picky about, he wasn't. Like, it was just very easy to come together. And like, I think that book is also really helpful for planning things and like seeing things visually, because I was able to be like, okay, do you like this? And vice versa. The only thing is trying to figure out like rings. Both of us don't really want to do like traditional wedding rings. Like I love my engagement ring by itself. It's very simple. And anytime I think about like adding a band to it, I feel like it would take away from the ring. So we need to figure it out. I want to do something. And for him, working out, firefighting, like he's just more likely gonna wear like a silicone ring more than anything. So it's just like figuring out what we want to do with that. We still have to figure that out. We haven't figured it out yet. But if any of you are married to firefighters or people that like work with their hands that are very active, like for him to wear a traditional metal ring is just not feasible. But it's like, do we walk down the aisle with a silicone ring? I know they have some that are like really nice looking these days. But I don't know, just like figuring out what we want to do with the rings, I guess. How did you know Sean was the one? I think it was just knowing that I could see the rest of my life growing and learning and kind of like having this person as my partner through all of my life things. Like, he's the first person I want to talk to when something exciting happens. He's the first person I want to go to when I'm sad, angry, upset. And just how we were able to communicate so well with disagreements. Don't get me wrong, it took time. Like, we weren't perfect right away and we still have arguments, but just I feel like we've learned really well how the other one is. And I think knowing that he always wants to grow and work on things as much as I do, and I don't ever feel like stuck or like I can't tell him something that's bothering me. So just time and going through things together and having arguments and seeing how the other person acts. And I don't know, he's just, I feel like the perfect match for me. And I'm excited to continue our life together, to hopefully have kids one day and just grow old together. Last question. I am dating someone divorced and I would love to hear your thoughts on that since Sean was married once. So when we first met, Sean was like, first of all, I heard him talking and I was like, oh, this guy's divorced. He was talking about a kid. I thought it was his kid. Turns out it was his nephew. But just like half listening to his conversation while I was bartending, I was like, this guy's really old. Like, not for me. I was not looking at all for a relationship. I was just starting dental school soon. And then we got to talking and I was like, oh, he's really funny. Found out he's not old. He's 3 years older than me to the day. We have the same birthday. And at first I was like, you know, it's kind of sad that he's already been through this, but it was also like kind of a positive because I was like, he knows what he wants. He's not messing around. He told me he wasn't going to get married ever again when we first started dating. And I was like, whatever, that's fine. Like, I don't know if I want to get married, you know. My parents are divorced, but they got divorced very amicably when I was like 15, but they've always been like friends. And so he had no contact with his ex. They never had kids together or anything like that. And it was a very tumultuous relationship between them. Like, they were young, they had never lived together, like just a lot of things. So for us, I was like, you know, I never really felt like he was comparing me to that situation. I never felt like, oh, he's already done this before. Like, everything felt very special as far as like our engagement, our wedding planning. Like I said, he didn't get to really plan a lot of that. It wasn't really what he wanted. So this is kind of like, everything's just different. It doesn't bother me at all. People are always like, oh, isn't that kind of weird that like people bring up that he was married before? And I was like, actually, no. I feel like he's had the experience to know exactly what he wants and exactly how to work through conflict. And like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me at all. This wedding still very much feels special and he's very excited about it. And it doesn't feel, it's just so different too than like what his first wedding was, that it's got really good vibes. So I don't want to like spill his business on the internet. Obviously, like, that's not my story to tell, but basically this person that asked said that they're dating someone that was divorced. And so I think it's just having serious conversations, making sure that you're both on the same page, and knowing that like that relationship, like I had long-term relationships of people before that I was like, oh, I could see myself marrying this person. Obviously I was never engaged or anything like that, but like to me it's really like not any different. Like, an ex is an ex, a past relationship is a learning experience no matter what it looked like. Obviously there are things that make it more complicated if they have kids and they're still in contact with that person. Like, there's a lot that goes into someone who is divorced, and I think just knowing like, is it what you want, and just don't give in because someone else like seems picture perfect but it's not really what you want in life. But for me, it does not bother me at all. Our situation is very, very different, and I just feel like he learned a lot from that relationship, and I'm thankful that I met Sean after that relationship. He says he's grown a lot and things like that, and I believe it. So again, it ended with just them deciding that it wasn't the best move. It's not like anything crazy happened, but it is what it is. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My throat hurts from talking so much, but if you have any questions, leave them down below. I will answer them in the comments as well, and we'll get this wedding series kicked off. I'm so excited that the cat is out of the bag. Obviously, I'm not going to share details of like the date, the location, and things like that, but you guys will know everything as it's happening, and I'm just so excited. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already for more wedding content, as well as just daily chaotic life content on this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.